to all of my Geminis out there. So let's get into it. If you'd like to contact me for a personal reading, my email address as well as the prices are in the description box below as usual. All right. What else? Please make sure to get my book at Amazon or BarnesandNoble.com. Yeah. So let's get into it. Let's get into this. Okay. So, all right, let's go. All right. So you have the 5 of Cups, 8 of Cups, the Strength card. Strength's been coming up a lot. 6 of Swords, 3 of Swords, 5 of Wands, 3 of Wands, Page of Wands, okay, King of Swords, and the Ace of Wands. Wow, okay. Okay, so for you Geminis, that's interesting, okay. Somebody's finding out the hard way that it wasn't necessarily the best idea to kind of dump you. Not kind of, to dump you. The 5 of Cups shows regret that they have. The 8 of Cups shows, you know, they kind of, they got themselves in a relationship with someone else. This could potentially even be you. You know, apply it for whomever it is that it applies for, whether it's yourself or the other person, honestly. But this shows how you, this person got with someone, they just got themselves out of a relationship with that person whom they may have left you for. So the Strength now is about how that, you know, that sense of pride, right, that they have, where they're like, oh, you know, they can't go back to you because they think that, you know, you're going to cuss them out. You're going to tell them, you know, you're going to give them the middle finger and stuff like this, right? You're going to tell them to go about their business. And so because of it, the Strength is about them trying to like have false pride, right? Like they're like, nah, I'm not going back to the Geminis, XYZ, blah, 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 blah. Again, potentially you Geminis can even be doing that yourselves. Just apply it to whomever it applies to. And then the 6 of Swords and the 3 of Swords represents they're kind of like thinking about it, right? The goofy mentality that they had, about, you know, about the whole thing, about like thinking about, basically they're asking themselves, what were they thinking when they gave you the middle finger at first? And they was like, I'm not really happy here in this relationship, blah, 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 right? And the 5 of Wands and the 3 of Wands, the 5 and the 3 of Wands is about how you Geminis don't want anything to do with them because you remember, or they know you don't want anything to do. You don't want anything to do with them because you know the disrespect and the combativeness that they were bringing to you. So the Page of Wands is about, they're thinking about what would you Geminis do if they were to come back and say what's up to y'all, right? The King of Swords and the Ace of Wands represents, they're thinking about, would they be able, to get away with asking you to come back, trying to hang out with you. And the Ace of Wands, right, is a representation of you Geminis keep stepping your game up. You know what I mean? Keep stepping your game up, because ultimately, right, what's going to happen here is that as long as you have standards, right, real standards, this chair is not very comfortable. But as long as you Geminis have real standards, a lot of you Geminis, you're not going to fall prey to this person's nonsense. Whether they learned their lesson or they didn't learn their lesson. They should have knew that from the very beginning. But that false sense of what? Strength, that false sense of pride, because strength is ruled by Leo. And remember what I said about how to understand Leos. Leos can either represent real pride, which is accomplishments and the confidence that comes with that, because you generally have a track record of success, or it can come with false pride, which is, you know, delusionalism, coming up with excuses, even though you're failing, trying to make it seem as if like, you know, self-importance, right? And because of that, the ego gets inflated, right? It's not to its manageable size. It becomes inflated. And this is where things in your life starts going crazy. But, you know, as long as you Geminis have standards, no matter whom comes to you, you'll be all right. Let's clarify the Ace of Wands. So you have the Two of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, the Star card. The Two of Pentacles is you moving forward, continuing to move forward, do your thing, right? Focused on what you got to do. The Ace of Cups and the Star card is, but people are still going to be interested in you Geminis. So you haven't lost potential options, right? You know, the world works the way that the state of the world, the way that the world works today is things are perverted, right? People who are strong at one point were seen as weak. People who were seen as weak at one point were seen as strong. Okay? Or people who are weak were at one point seen as strong, right? Blew everything. But you know, just to keep it light. But at that point though, we're living in a parallel universe, you know what I mean? Where ultimately things that should be this are not that, because of the perverted ideology that a lot of people have. So as long as you have standards, that's how you keep your soul, right? Because you're not willing to get down with what's out here. So that's pretty much it. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe. Keep it trucking, y'all. Peace.